there, and welcome to the Animag podcast.
Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Animag, the #1 anime podcast on the planet, baby. I'm your host, Asylum, sitting here with
Domicus.
And your boy Ye's even got a special guest today.
Got a special guest in the house for this episode. And I don't know if you guys saw, but old Domicus was drinking out of something right there.
Some alty baby.
We
You
might
can't really tell of it because the fucking
the
light.
light's so strong.
Yeah.
We might as well plug it
Well,
out
look
now.
at that.
Go to altisubs.com. Use
Get
code
10% off.
Animag for 10% off your entire order. What's that flavor right there that you have?
Tropical Storm. Still not better than Blue Raspberry.
Yeah, but that shaker you got is really fucking rad. It's metal.
Oh, it is.
Show
Yeah,
the
it's
handle.
metal.
Show the handle. I like
Show
that.
the handle?
The handle like moves all the way around. Fucking radical.
Yeah, did you just take a look on in there?
Hey, we're out here. We're emailing them about getting custom ones like that made for Animag in our blue
And
with
when
our
you
name on
open
it. Look at that thing. Cutting up the alti, baby.
Putting it up.
Again, use code Animag at checkout. 10% off your
At
entire
checkout.
order, baby.
Look at a nice alty color.
He's drinking it. Ready to podcast hardcore today. We have another episode, episode 8, boys. And a little controversy behind this one because it was delayed by a week.
Mm-hmm.
So, having seen it, I don't know why the fuck it got delayed. It's just a regular ass episode. I mean, unless they had like a COVID outbreak or some shit in their office, right?
I doubt that.
Probably.
And like maybe some of the people that do some of the art or some shit weren't in, because I thought a couple of moments in this episode Chizuru looked a little weird in terms of her like art style.
Honestly, I don't know. I really that could be a theory that they got sick of it, but honestly, in Japan, they're more clean than the USA. I can tell you that one.
I mean, they're cleaner, but a lot of sicknesses do spread quicker out there because of how overpopulated it is. Another thing to point out is that the outro for this episode is like a slower version of the one they've been using. So maybe it was an issue with the music, potentially.
Couldn't be. I'm not gonna
Bro, I'm
lie,
telling
couldn't
you,
be.
like, if you want to drop your episode, but for some reason you can't get the rights cleared in time to drop it, you're not going to drop the episode and get sued. You got to get those rights cleared. Think about that. It could be. Right before the intro this week, all we fucking get is one small clip of Minnie, and she's at the store and she's just buying some snacks, and then the fucking intro hits.
Yeah, literally we got like
Boom.
5 seconds of her fucking grocery shopping.
5 seconds of her buying some chips, and then boom, intro. After the intro on the balcony, that whole scene was a very large portion of this episode. We see Minnie at Kazuya's door with the snacks, okay? The snacks that she was just buying. And she was there to celebrate Kazuya losing his virginity. Now keep in mind, this entire scene right here, it all takes place on the front balcony. So technically it's like right next to Chizuru's door, alright? And Minnie's out there screaming at the top of her lungs how Kazuya picked one hell of a girl for his first time for it to happen with. And he like fucking jets out and like puts his hand over her mouth, right? He's like, shh, what if fucking Chizuru hears? He ends up having to break the news, okay? He breaks the fucking news. They didn't fuck. And Minnie blows up, alright?
He didn't get anal.
He didn't get his anal.
Honestly, she shouldn't be surprised with the way this man be acting.
She should have known. She should have fucking known all that work was for nothing. Alright, so she's blowing up. And Kazuya is like trying to shush her up, okay? Because he realizes how loud she's actually being. And it's right by Chizuru's door. And Minnie is absolutely flabbergasted, okay? She's like, you stayed one-on-one in a nice-ass hotel with nice-ass food. Chizuru was basically in her underwear and nothing happened. She's like, most people who do that wind up only being friends. Breaking it hard to that man.
Foreshadow?
Could be. I mean, that's not how all of us want to see this show end, but
Honestly, I don't care how this show ends because it's getting stale.
It's honestly starting to like push me away. I didn't think it was going to be possible ever. It's really starting to push me away, boys.
Been pushed me away since season 2. I'm not gonna lie,
Season 2
man.
was enough to kick
I've
that
been
man
fell
out.
I've been fell out, bro.
Kazuya sees an opportunity here, okay? he tears into Minnie a little bit right here. And he's like, screw you. Do you know how much trouble that you got me into with Ruka? And right here, we fucking learn that Ruka wound up giving Minnie 2 lumps on her head over this whole ordeal. So in her eyes, Minnie thinks they're even, right? So Ruka was out there beating the shit out of Minnie because of what she did, the whole setup.
Who wouldn't?
I
Trying to
mean-
get your man to cheat on you?
That's true. That is true.
Oh, man, be real.
It does boil down to Minnie saying, but no matter what, you at least made some sort of progress, right? And we do see Kazuya blush because he knows he did. I mean, that whole trip wasn't in vain. They got the movie filmed, and he knows somewhere along those lines, you know, the relationship between him and Chizuru did get a little bit stronger, a little bit more on a personal level. But then Chizuru comes out, and she's like, hey, all this fucking whispering that y'all are doing right outside my door, it's making me super uncomfortable. Please fuck off, all right? She even throws a shot at Minnie, and she's like, oh, I see your flu has cleared up. And Minnie's like, oh, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. Just calling her straight out on it. And then Minnie quickly just brings up the movie to kind of divert the conversation. So obviously this gets Chizuru's attention, and she walks up, starts joining in on the conversation. And as they're talking about it, it gets heated right here, boys. We hear Ruka down below, and she makes a little sound, okay? And she is pissed. All 3 of the people on the balcony freak out. And Ruka goes upstairs, okay, and immediately blasts the 2 girls. She's like, Chizuru, you're just a fucking rental girlfriend, so whatever on that. And she's like, Minnie, you're just a fucking neighbor, so whatever on that. She's
Fuck
like,
that bitch.
she's like, I'm not worried about what the fuck is going on right here, because at the end of the day, I'm Kazuya's girlfriend.
Let's get it.
And she makes sure to call him just Kazuya, so that like Minnie and Chizuru hear that and notice that.
Putting the foot down. The bad bitch of the West.
And like as she gets closer, okay, Chizuru and Minnie are frozen still. And she goes to push Kazuya inside his apartment, and she's like, come on, it's hot outside. Let's go take a shower together.
And she said together again.
All the while, this man's like, no shower together.
No.
Bro, that was a boss move. A fucking boss move from Ruka.
Ruka, give her an award. Because at this point, she putting her foot down. She's looking more mature than everybody else lately.
I will say, as much as I don't like her, it was nice to see her kind of come out into this scenario, see him on the balcony, and like sort of put her foot down and be like, look, bitches, I'm the girlfriend. I don't care what y'all do. I don't give a fuck. I'm the girlfriend. And here's what gets me, okay? Out of nowhere's right here. Chizuru says, whatever she wants to call him is their business. They're dating anyways, after all. But to me, she's talking about Minnie saying Kazuya versus Kazukun, right? But it was strange to me because nothing prompted Chizuru to say that. Like, Minnie was like, you got to do something quick. We need a plan. So
Take off your shirt.
Take your pants off. Like, she was getting wild. And Chizuru was just like, look, whatever she wants to call him is her business. And that got me because nothing prompted her ass to say that other than jealousy.
The funny part is that she told him she told Chizuru to take off her clothes. He was like, for what? For a booty call.
Oh yeah, she said, take off your clothes, make a booty call, do something. We know Ruka coming here and calling Kazuya by just his name and shit really did bother her, because once she goes back inside to do her laundry, she's kind of like down by her dryer and she's just thinking about it all, and she says Kazuya's name like real soft, and then her face just turns like beet red. You know, she's kind of just like, why is she calling this motherfucker Kazuya? All the while, next door, to close out the big scene, we see Ruka on Kazuya's back balcony screaming his name at the top of her lungs, ensuring that Minnie and Chizuru hear.
Like,
Bro.
for the people that don't understand, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a little minute since I've been knowing my Japanese facts. When you just say the person name is like regular, I think it's like just showing a sign that y'all like locked in, close in.
Yeah. So when you add those little extra things at the end, it's more for like signs of respect for Japanese language, you know?
Yeah.
Like how they have like Ohio gozaimasu, you know? Those extra bits just show like a hint of respect. So in the sense of like Ruka just calling Kazuya by his name now, it does show that they're like on a serious level. It's more of a big thing than us in America might think it is.
Yeah, basically.
So for the next big portion of this episode, it's Kazuya, Chizuru, and her grandma. Shit's gonna pop off here. And they're all at the cinema where the movie's gonna be screening, alright? Basically, it was just supposed to be Kazuya and Chizuru, right? But the grandma, being the grandma, insisted on going. Once they get inside the cinema, the grandma has a couple of moments here. One out of pure excitement because she realizes 200 people are gonna be there watching this movie. And they're going to all see Chizuru on that big screen. All right. She even cries a little bit of happy crying. At the moment in this episode, at that particular moment, the movie's not done, according to Kazuya. All right. This will come back into the episode later. So Chizuru's like, whatever. Grandma's just fucking being weird. I got to go to the bathroom. She's got to go fucking do what she does. She always uses that as an excuse, by the way, to fucking dip out from something.
Get away, yeah.
She's like,
she pretty much... She uses excuses when it comes to like time to talk about feelings, which is literally just a childish fucking mindset, literally.
That is true. She uses the bathroom excuse as like a massive cop out. So like she cuts the corner and she's finally alone, like away from Kazuya and her grandma. She makes a little happy face because she's excited that this shit's happening and her grandma's actually geeked for it. But back here in the cinema, Kazuya and the grandma have a little moment, right? She thanks him for doing this. A little heart to heart. She's thanking him. And for a little bit, like, she's like, if it wasn't for you, this shit would have never happened. All right? I'd never get to see Chizuru on the big screen. He does what the fuck he does as usual. He self-loads on himself and he's like...
Fucking bashed himself.
Because here's the thing. He's self-loathing because he's starting to feel guilty about lying to the grandma about him and Chizuru dating. It's finally starting to really eat into him, okay? And he says some shit like, oh, Chizuru will always be out of my league, and I don't know why she hangs around or even dates a guy like me. You know, typically just being Kazuya. And then he immediately goes into like, you know, but Chizuru is a prodigy, and like really fucking boast her up. All right?
Bro, so why, like when it comes to like, I just want to realize that when it comes to the grandma is glazing Kazuya, and Kazuya glazed Chizuru, and it's like never ending glaze, like it's just going back and forth.
She was thanking that man, blowing his head up, and he's just like, I'm a piece of shit, and he's like, but Chizuru, now that's a gem.
That's a goddess.
That man has very low self-worth. Okay.
It's getting to a point where it's just pathetic and funny at the same time.
The grandma like basically grabs his face and she's like, shut up, y'all are perfect for each other, stop this shit, all right? So then it was Kazuya's turn to go to the bathroom, okay? And then Chizuru and her grandma have a little moment. And basically this whole moment is based around Chizuru's grandpa. And it's basically her grandpa asking a question, okay? Her grandpa told the grandma, like, look, if I die before you have to ask Chizuru this question. And it's like, is chasing your dreams making you suffer? Meaning, like, are you doing this to try to be an actress just to satisfy me or satisfy someone else? Or is this what you really want to fucking do?
In between this conversation, they just kept, like, throwing in flashbacks after flashbacks over and over.
Yeah, they had a bunch of flashbacks. We saw a bunch of... Basically, it almost seemed like Chizuru's grandma didn't want her to become an actress because she's like, it's an exclusive club.
That cutscene for the grandma, but she was looking kind of baddie back in the day. She was looking kind of bad. Long hair, long gray hair. She was looking like a baddie back in the day.
Oh, what's her name? Sayuri? Not Sayuri.
Yeah, I just think that she didn't want Chizuru to end up like her.
I mean, what? She's a successful actress, though.
I know, but didn't she drop everything or something like that?
For what? The grandpa, maybe?
Probably.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
That's one thing we have to rewatch.
Because, like, man, in those flashbacks, it seemed like the grandma was really adamant about not having Chizuru be an actress. And the grandpa's like, fuck that. Follow your dreams. So
believe it.
Just go for it. So the grandma asks Chizuru the question, and she's like, no, this is what I really want to do in life. And then she just walks off to help Kazuya get some coffee. She's not trying to hear the bullshit, right? So here's where it all goes down, boys, okay?
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. I kind of laughed at this part.
That's fucked up.
That is super fucked
up.
No, when you
Xavier, you better watch it. You're gonna get canceled.
Canceled. That man's canceled.
nah, bro. No, when you get to that part, I'm gonna tell you why I laugh. I'm not gonna lie. Get to
Alright.
the part.
So check it. Kazuya and Chizuru are like getting the coffees, and it finally seems like they're having a little moment, all happy and what. Cut the corner with the coffees. We see Chizuru's grandma had fallen out of her wheelchair face
No.
first.
No,
Face fucking first.
No. What made it so funny is because all you hear is like, "Oh my god, somebody call an ambulance!"
Somebody's
like,
related to her?
And they pan like a little glimpse of like the glasses on the floor. So in our head, we're just like, "Oh yeah, something must have happened to Chizuru, grandma." And then you just keep hearing, call an ambulance. Then it pans to the grandma on the floor. I'm not gonna lie. I died. Because it was so dramatic. Like, bro,
That's
just
fucked
call
up.
the ambulance. Like, literally.
They said it like 100 times, and there was like 50 people around her, like poking her, like, "Ma'am, can you hear me? Just call the fucking
that's
ambulance."
why it was so funny. That's why it was so funny to me.
so she's on the ground unresponsive, okay?
Bro, she was not even moving.
This is me. I was watching this like this because I thought she died, okay? And I'm like, this is not how this show is about to show us Chizuru's grandma kicking the bucket. A good day out, everyone's excited about the movie about to launch, and she fucking dies.
Bro. It was more the fact of how the hell she just like got on the floor like that, bro. Like,
Bro, she probably like fell face first.
That's why I died. That's why I died laughing, bro.
Face first, cake up.
Bro. Oh my god. So all of this fun and joy and excitement goes into the back end of this episode where it's really dark and sad. So the back end of this
we was this
episode.
close. We was this close to watching the movie. We was this close.
Hey,
Oh
hey,
my
hey!
God.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Okay,
Bro,
Kazuya's
it's
got a
going.
plan.
She's done.
She's
The
not.
grandma,
She's
she's
not.
done.
I got a theory. I'm gonna tell you my theory, man. So
Okay.
back into this episode takes full place at the hospital. All right, and apparently the grandma wound up pushing herself way too hard during the day with them. And granted, this is her own fucking fault because it was supposed to just be Kazuya and Chizuru. The grandma insisted on fucking going, so she brought this shit upon herself. Okay.
And then she kept getting mixed emotions the way she just was talking to
Mhm.
everybody about their feelings. She was getting mixed emotion. That's probably fucked her up.
So she pushes herself way too fucking hard, all right? And according to what the doctor told Chizuru, she might not bounce back from this one. So there's a moment here where Chizuru is a little remorseful that they made an entire movie and that her grandma won't even get to see it, which I kind of thought was a little selfish on
she was getting kinda
Chizuru's
negative.
part,
I
because
was
like
not-
your grandma's fucking dying and you're worried about your fuck ass movie. Like,
Yeah,
come
bro,
on
she
now.
kind of negative, bro. I was not fucking with that. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. And she like apologizes to Kazuya for that. And in his head, he's freaking out, right? He's like, dude, that's your only family left and you love her with all your heart. So I know you're like hurt and devastated right now. He's basically like, Chizuru, you kind of act right now. Okay. Gonna have to bleep that out, I think. But she is.
Oh yeah,
wait,
oh yeah,
wait,
you
wait.
have to.
But she is acting, man.
Wait.
Bleep.
Beep.
Not bleeping.
Oh, look, I got you. Instead of using that word, we're gonna say slow-minded. There
I'm
we
gonna
go,
just say it. I'm gonna just bleep it out. It's just easier in the
Ooh,
edit to
alright.
bleep it out.
You kind of skipped something though, because when he did pan to like the grandma just like chilling in the bed,
Mhm.
but she's on the side of the bed, and it pans to Kazuya next, and then that's when they go to a flashback of them seeing the grandma getting on the floor. Remember?
Oh, yeah, because they go back to it another time out of that.
Yeah, and then you just see fucking
This
Chizuru.
man's so excited to
running.
see an old lady on the floor.
No, bro, the way she
With
was
a
just,
cake
She dropped the
in the
coffees,
air.
cakes, Miss Sayori, face down, cakes in the air, dying. Wasted all that
Bro.
coffee because they both dropped all their
Bro.
coffees. You know that
No,
shit was
the reason-
expensive.
No, they
bro,
didn't
like I
fucking.
told you,
They fucking threw that shit on the
Chizuru
ground.
smashed hers.
bro. Like I told you, the reason why it was so funny is because everybody was making it so extra. Oh my god, somebody call the ambulance!
Call an ambulance.
I feel bad for the janitor that just
Has to
mopped
clean up all
floor.
that fucking coffee. That's
Ooh.
rude, man. They're gonna get canceled. Their movie's not even gonna fucking make it because of that. So look, she's like, Chizuru's out of the hospital room now. They're in like a hallway, and she's talking about the movie still. She's literally still going on about it. And she's like, well, this is all at least not for a loss because I learned a lot about crowdfunding and like the movie making process and how it's going to be good for my portfolio. Like, was she saying all of this to basically like thank Kazuya and just kind of be like, you can fuck off now? Like, my grandma won't get to see the movie, so I don't need you anymore? Because that's kind of how I took it.
She basically said, thanks for the experience of movie making. Fuck you. Fuck my grandpa.
Yeah.
Grandpa, grandma. And I'm going to do my own shit now.
To me, it seemed like she was saying this, like, it's good for my portfolio. I learned some shit. Thank you. I don't need you no more. That's how I took it. A little fucking rude. And I understand, like, your grandma's sick and dying, so maybe you're stressed. You're not thinking correctly. But like,
stress.
Damn.
Stress.
She is stressed.
No, the grandma is murked. Literally, you should be worried about your grandma. Literally.
Oh, yeah, you're worried?
She's still living. She's still living.
She's alive.
Literally.
Okay.
She was slept on the floor like how my dog on the floor right now. Literally. Slumped.
She wasn't slumped. She still had a cake in there.
No, oh my god.
Why is Tom worrying about her ass in the air? What the hell?
God,
Dude.
you guys got to get me off of this podcast, please. I need some help out here.
Hey, you ain't see you was laughing with me. You was laughing.
Because it's a little funny the way you described it. When I was watching it initially, though, I was like this, like, because I thought she died.
No, because like they pants the glasses on the floor before we show the grandma. So I'm like, okay, something happened to the grandma. But the way she was laid out, everybody making it so extra, I was like, bro, I am done with this show, bro. It was too funny.
So after all this, like, this is a part that kind of pissed me off. Like, Kazuya in his head's like, oh, well, if I was her real boyfriend, I could at least confront her, or I could at least comfort her with a hug.
Yeah, let's give her a hug.
Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it.
Bro.
Like,
Bro. These kids.
just show her a little emotion. Like, hey, just damn it. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to get a counter at the corner of this fucking video, man, for how many times we said it. Canceled. Animag's canceled, bro.
Don't worry, I got your time steps.
Ah, dang. So, okay, they have a little moment right here. Okay, a little fight of sorts.
Yeah, I was about to say a moment. That's a back and forth.
It was a back and forth, basically like a little scuffle. Okay, because Kazuya asked if the grandma is conscious, okay? Chizuru's like, well, the doctors say she could hear us, but that's about it. He suggests that if she could at least hear them, that they should come clean about not actually dating, all right?
Yeah,
And
tell the truth.
Just tell her the truth. Chizuru freaks the fuck out, and she's like, do you want to cause her more pain in her dying moments? And he's like, bitch, what about you? Are you okay with lying to your grandma on her fucking deathbed? Will you be able to ever get over that? All right. And I can see both sides to this, right? Because on one side, you want to come clean and you want to go out with no regrets or any lies. Sure. But on the other side is that like the right thing to really do is to like stress your grandma out, who's you've already been told might not fucking make the night.
Honestly, I'm with Kazuya with this one for the first time in 3 years. I'm with Kazuya because literally, if you think about it, bro, because if the grandma passed, now you gotta live the conscience of saying like, I'm pretty much letting my grandma die with a lie, thinking that I am happy.
That is true.
When I'm literally not.
And like,
literally.
He does make a point a little later. He's like, her grandma likes us enough anyways. Like, she'll never fucking actually be mad about this. She'll understand one way or another. But at the same time, like if they just told Chizuru her grandma might not fucking make the night, like I don't know if it's the wise thing to do to get her all worked up. Like, hey, we've been lying to you for 3 years, you know?
I think it's only like a year and a half.
Bro, that's still just too long now. Maybe just let it ride.
Honestly,
maybe just let it ride, man.
But that's the thing, though. If you let it, like, if you do tell the grandma, the worst thing she can be is just hatred towards y'all. But that's the thing, though. I feel like she understand they was doing it just to make the grandma happy, basically. At the end of the day, they was trying to make the grandma happy, to see that Chizuru was happy. But being that over the year of Kazuya showing Chizuru happiness towards the grandma, she'll be like, even if y'all wasn't dating this whole time, Chizuru was enjoying herself happy this whole time.
I mean,
If
I
you really
guess
think
that
about
is
it.
true. I guess maybe Kazuya's side of this is the right side, potentially. Just come the fuck clean, you know? Worst case scenario, she gets a little mad, but she lives a little longer. She gets to see the movie, and maybe that helps her not be so mad about the situation. Chizuru says, if we come clean, she might die resenting you. And Kazuya's like, yeah, I'm fine with that. So long as you can clear yourself out of this mess, I want to put your feelings first. So, like, as usual, this man's putting her before him. Like, he doesn't care if her grandma hates him. He don't give a fuck. And now Chizuru's trying to act like, now I'm worried about your feelings, Kazuya. What if she hates you? And what if you're sad about that? Bitch, we know you don't care. That's ridiculous.
This is wasting our time, literally.
100%.
Like, bro, we had the time to talk about each other's feelings in that field. Remember, like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But she want to bring up the fucking grandpa. Come
That's
on,
true.
kid. Come on, kid. But now, when it's a lifetime crisis with the grandma about to pass away, now you're worried about this man's feelings?
Yeah,
Come
now
on,
she's
kid.
worried because it's gonna make her look dumb. That's why she's worried. She's not worried on
Bro.
Kazuya's behalf. She's worried about her own fucking shit.
Yeah, bro, like you were just saying earlier, for this episode, bro, she was too busy to real about that movie, my portfolio.
Grandma's
all
literally
that.
about to fucking die. My portfolio, my movie. Like, you have bigger things to fucking worry about.
Come on, kid. Like, literally, but when he's trying to bring out the truth, have no regards, no regrets, no nothing, you tell him this man is a stupid idea?
And
Like, I understand the grandma could hate y'all, but
well, she's not gonna
it
hate
gets,
Chizuru.
but still, at the end of the day, if you do tell the grandma, all that pressure and weight is gonna weigh off. Literally.
That's true. I mean, and also it's
Shit.
just good for y'all.
Shit might bring her back to life.
might spark her up.
that grandma, that grandpa, not grandma, that grandma slum. I don't
Give
know.
her an extra 2 months.
Hey,
But it
Free the
doesn't
grandma.
look. It
Free.
100% does not look like they're gonna do it because Chizuru just kind of like turns away and she's like, "That's the least smart thing to do here," and she just goes back in the room. And then she says, "Nothing pisses me off more than the sad reality." That was her exact words. Like, bro, you're just. I feel like she's just being selfish here.
bro,
So
like I told you, she's literally the most childish one in this season. Literally.
I'm really starting to see that, man.
Literally.
And
Ruka's up here.
Ruka's kind of going to the top this season, man. because,
Ruka's
like,
literally number 1 for more maturity.
She's
We
starting to
got Minnie,
mature.
We got
and-
Sumi. We got Mommy.
Oh, mommy's at the top. Mommy's at the top.
Mom, bro.
we
Mommy's
barely
trying to bring
saw
her.
her this season.
Yeah,
Hey,
literally.
she's
Mommy.
scheming. She's scheming. But when
Mom-
she hits, she's gonna be the best motherfucker
Bro.
out there.
Bro, no. Children
You
scheme
know,
on people's
you know,
downfall.
whenever she's gonna get on for another major spot, you know the show's gonna get good again.
Here's the
right,
thing:
bro?
if like we're season 3 right now, if they don't show her for the rest of the fucking season, and if season 4 is not completely mommy and her fucking schemes, I don't want to see it. I absolutely need season 4 to be completely mommy at this point because we've only seen her like what once this season, and I'm
Maybe
talking
twice.
brief.
Once. Oh my
I think it was
It
one.
was
like a
one time.
very
It
brief
was one time.
snippet of her.
Yeah.
So like whatever they're planning for her better be fucking massive.
Bro, it's literally, it's gonna be nothing, I'm telling you.
So here we go, boys. Very back end of the show. It closes out with Kazuya. He's sitting alone in the hospital. All right. He's thinking about what just went down. And he says, even if Chizuru knows that coming clean about this is something that her grandma would not want to hold against them, it's still like, it's the right thing to do. And to me, this just, it seems like Chizuru is just like feeling guilty about all of it. She's guilty. She's, like we said, in too deep. She's self-loathing. She's self-absorbed. Worried about her fucking movie. She really doesn't care at this point, kind of seems like. I don't know. But he's really trying to put Chizuru first here, alright? Like he always does. He says there's nothing anyone can do here, nothing that I can do for Chizuru anymore. And then he looks down at his bag and he sees like her notebook with all of her like acting notes and shit. His phone goes off and he sees a text on his phone and it says live. And it looked like it was the guy that was supposed to be editing the movie, okay? And that's basically it. He's like, oh, there's something I can
Don't forget,
do.
he runs off. Yeah, and he like
and
runs,
he runs
off.
off. Outro. So I'm thinking either he got a text from old boy saying like, yo, we just finished the edit. So he's going to run, try to get a quick copy on a flash drive and show the grandma in the hospital.
Whoa! I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I didn't think
So
of that.
she can see it before she dies. Another deeper theory I had was like, and this is just a bit far-fetched, but he was going to run to the edit team, be like, guys, I need a quick edit, and he's going to work it into the movie, because, the movie is about, like, a girl in college who's, like, a rental girlfriend thing. He was going to work it into the movie to tell the grandma, like, we're not actually dating. He just grabs the camera, like, Sayori, we are not actually dating.
Surprise, bitch. The whole time.
Just a deeper theory that probably isn't it. I'm pretty sure he's just going to try to get a copy on a flash drive or something.
Could be, but
and that was
honestly, he should have just stayed with that thought that he can't do nothing else but cheese her because this bitch don't deserve nothing.
Just give up on her at this point, because goddamn,
she's fucking.
Who's talking about? He's doing this for the grandma. He's doing this for the grandma.
Honestly,
bro, at this point, you might as well do it for the grandpa. You might as well do it for the grandpa.
He's going for a sugar mama. He's going for a sugar mama.
He saw her face down with them cakes up and said, "Oh, baby, baby."
Oh,
Nah, she looking better back in the day.
And that was it, man. I mean, like, it wasn't a horrible episode, but I expected more having waited.
You got to see Chizuru's true colors.
Yeah,
literally.
that's a thing. We're really seeing Chizuru's true colors on this. But we have to wait a fucking week for this episode, so it's like...
Oh, yeah, about that.
Was it really even fucking worth it?
Bro, yes, it was worth it. We really got a week off of another bullshit episode.
The week off was nice.
Because literally, this episode just pretty much made us mad. So you pretty much got a week off of extreme emotions, so it was good enough for me.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just...
Oh, shit, we on 8.
We're on 8. We should have like 4 more.
Unless they hit us with an episode 13.
We're on 8, so either the shit is going to start popping off, and I mean popping the fuck off, or it's just going to be this plateaued all the way out, and I will be completely uninvested in this show at that point.
Literally.
Because this is the most plateaued season I've ever seen for any show ever. It's bad. This one's tough to rate, man. I don't know. Because, like, it wasn't incredible, it wasn't bad. I think I might hit it with a 5.
I figured you would say that.
It's just a very, like, average fucking episode.
Indeed it was.
Like, it had nothing for me to really want to go over a 5.
The only thing that had my reaction was whenever the grandma...
When she died
failed
on the floor, basically.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
Yeah, because I genuinely thought she died, and I was like, oh, that's major for this episode. That's huge. But then they're like, oh, she's not dead. And I'm like, oh. All right, drop my rating down a little bit.
I like how y'all shocked and
hey, let me tell y'all,
laughing the whole time.
Let me tell y'all a secret. It could have been a 10 if the grandma would have died. That's the spice we need for this season, I think, to save
Boy, if the grandma would have died right there, I'm not gonna lie, I've been laughing way more than I did.
You die at a Starbucks. So yeah, that's it, man. I'm giving it a 5. It's locked in. I'm not changing it.
Locked in?
Mm-hmm.
I think I might hit it with a 5 as well. Because like you said, it's only towards the back of the end that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, the balcony scene was okay, but it wasn't... I don't know.
It did have a nice reference from, I think, the first episode of season 3, where Chizuru and Kazuya were talking, and then... What's her name again? Minnie?
Minnie, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the neighbor came out and it's like, oh, y'all talking too loud.
Oh.
But yet, she was the one that was talking in this episode, and Chizuru was like, hey, be respectful to your neighbors.
Yes, I actually did catch that, and I forgot to write it down. She was like, I thought it was disrespectful to talk that loud on a balcony. That is a good catch. Okay. All right, Zay.
Oh, apparently virginity is what...
We'll be giving it, man.
The episode... It was alright. I'm not gonna lie, it was alright. First part, got to see who's the more mature of the fucking group, honestly.
Yeah.
Midways, the grandma like made me chuckle. I'm not gonna lie.
Cancel them.
Canceled them.
The
This
grandma
man was
made me chuckle.
gut bust laughing at this poor lady dying.
And then the end, we got to see this whole time we thought Mommy was the villain. It's Cheezer.
Hey, that's a big twist.
Honestly.
I don't think she's the villain. I just think that, like, her
She's
head's
just going through a lot.
Her head's in the wrong place right now.
Yeah.
Mentality is all fucked up. Priorities.
Priorities.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Words got mixed up.
It just, I don't know, man. I feel like she's just really for herself. As much as she loves her grandma, sure, we know she loves her grandma, but my God, the lady's fucking dying, and all you can do is talk about your movie and be like, well, it sucks that we did all this fucking work and she'll never get to see it. Like, okay, so what?
Literally.
God.
Come on, man. Actually, in a long time since season 1, I actually was on Kazuya-san.
Yeah, that's a big one for you.
Hey, I was smiling when one boy stepped up like, hey, gotta tell the truth, man. I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate my boy for that. Literally. So just for that, the seeing my girl being mature, the grandma made me chuckle, and Kazuya stepping up being a man, actually. Well, for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
I give it a 6. It was solid. It was solid. I'm not gonna lie. It was solid.
Okay.
It was solid.
Okay. It's we usually all kind of rate in the same ranking. Like, you're either gonna be above us by 1 or below us by 1.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Thomicus are always just there.
Just there.
Come on, you gotta mix it up. You gotta mix it up.
It was a mid episode, so
Yeah, it's
and 5 is a middle number.
Yeah, that's how that works.
If
I
it's
don't
mid,
know.
I always rate it like 5.
Yeah, I mean, I've been known to give a few mid episodes a 6 just because it had a couple of moments that got me. It's just not enough in this one. Like, we knew the grandma was sick, so having her fall out her chair wasn't a big fucking surprise to anybody. So
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it would have waited until like after the movie, not before.
see, that's the
Not
thing.
before.
I had a thought that like this dumb shit was gonna happen, where she was gonna fall ill one way or another, and they'd never get to show her the movie, or like have to figure something else out. I thought they might do that.
Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance.
Call an ambulance. Who's related to this lady?
Literally, like, bro, who
She's
gives a
face
fuck
down
down to
on-
lady? Just call the ambulance. Literally.
And literally, Kazuya walks up and is like, "Call the ambulance."
Chizuru, do you see this?
Chizuru staring like she's fucking petrified.
Yeah, look, this was her. Ready? Mouth wide open.
fucking.
Probably mad because she just wasted like $12 on coffee.
Mm. Selfish ass bitch.
God, man, I'm really starting to not like her, guys, and this is making me really sad. But that's pretty much it for episode 8. We are over the halfway hump, and still nothing is happening. Maybe the season does that, and it goes down in history because of this. The most fucking mid-season ever. I'm depressed.
Honestly, this show is so kind of ass. I'm just about to hop on the One Piece live action show.
Actually, pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's different, but I like it.
Yeah. I mean, visually, my thing that gets me, because like we all know the fucking One Piece story anyways,
Yeah.
right? So even if they do differ from it here and there, it's not like you need to know all the details. We already know. Visually, they did a fucking great job with it. The only thing that
Who's your
kills
favorite
me,
character?
the
Who's your
only-
favorite character?
I mean,
Goro.
Buggy is not bad. I think they did a great job with Buggy.
Yeah.
And Nami is really good too.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm looking like a baddie in the live action. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
They just
they
casted
did
her
have a
really well.
reference. They did a reference with her. Her first outfit you see her in, that's her. That was like the first outfit that he sketched.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
The general's son with Zoro's sword, butt ass naked.
Oh
Yeah,
yes.
that was.
You know who
I
else?
was like, is this guy naked? He
You know who
turns
else
around, all
they,
you see is ass.
they casted Colby really well too. I thought,
Yeah.
shockingly, the only one I don't like and can't get behind is Luffy, which sucks.
Yeah.
Because like he needs to be the person that's liked the most.
I mean, he wasn't that bad.
I just don't know if the casting was all that great for that particular guy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I feel like he doing a pretty good job. It
I
gives
mean,
me,
he's
it
a
gives
good
me that
actor. I
Goku
just mean
vibe.
visually, he doesn't fit for me. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like his body like pretty much fit him. I feel like y'all trying to like y'all kind of like disliking it because like his face is kind of like look kind of different from Luffy a little bit.
Yeah, like everyone else, you can see a resemblance except for him. And then his scar, they so
It's like
the
faded.
it's so fucking faded versus like in the book where it's very prominent on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was watching it and I was like, oh, they didn't put the fucking scar. I was getting ready to tear their ass apart for that. It's like that's one of the most important details. But
Buggy the
they
clown.
put it. Buggy's fucking the tits. But
Oh, I don't know if you noticed. You know how he like tapped Luffy and then he did that sleeping powder bullshit?
Yeah.
And when Luffy falls, Buggy throws the finger.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Zoro's like, nah, I don't want to be number 7. I like number 1.
Hey, who knows? Maybe we could do just like an old time's sake one podcast shoot on the live action, full blown thoughts and review of the whole season as one episode, like we used to do back in the day.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was watching the fucking episodes, I was like, bruh, these episodes feel like kind of long.
They are long.
Yeah. They are.
Yeah, I know they like an hour, but sometimes I feel like it's like 2 hours sometimes.
Yeah, right now I'm where Usopp is.
Okay. So that's gonna be it for this week's
All right,
episode.
Animag, make sure if you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that follow button because this episode was really dog shit. We got a couple of exciting episodes, but it was our episode. My boy Sasam got a 5. Tompkins got a 5. I got a 6 for it. So make sure, share with your friends, like, subscribe, all that type of stuff. Make sure to check out my other boys' YouTube channels, everything. Tomicus, Asylum, all that.
Don't forget the code. Don't forget the code.
Don't forget the code. Animag. When you check out on Ulti, what it was
ultisubs.com.
It was Ulti. What else?
Dubby and
Maul.
That's our 3
all
big
that.
ones.
Make sure you go.
I think Dummy and Maul, you have to click a link.
Yeah, we have a link.
Right?
It's not a code. The only people cool enough to give us a code is Alti, and that's why we drink Alti.
Make sure you check out those. You don't have to just drink it just for working out. You can also just drink it while you just on the run. Honestly,
you could drink it to go to school, go to work.
Just wait on our personal flavor.
Come-tastic,
Mhm.
coming soon, baby.
yeah. Make sure you check out those. I know this outro is kind of long as shit, but
Still
so long.
Sayonara. Thank you for listening.
You just stole my shit. You just stole my shit. Now I can't
know
say
what?
bye.
Hey, you know what I had to do. I was doing the outro. I had to do it.
Hey, I'm gonna say next week if Yeze's not back, he got fired, and that's why he stole my outro.
Hey, it's, free me, honestly.
That man's going to All Jokes Aside. See y'all next week.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to visit our website at www.animag.org. See